Johnny!
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi ho! Ha ha ha!
When you're down here with me, you blow door!
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What up, horror fans? Welcome to a new episode. Happy Wednesday. You're listening to a new episode of Friday the 14th podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan. I'm joined by the cast, the crew, the fellas.
Hi, I'm Franco.
Hello. Is that my part yet? I am the 4K bad guy.
What is up, guys? New episode, well, not a new season, but we are on episode 10 of season 7. Lovely here to talk a new horror movie with you fellas on this beautiful Wednesday evening, at least where I'm at. Got some nice weather here. I don't know about you guys. I know it's always a little hotter in Texas.
Oh, it's hot and wet.
Ooh.
Yes.
So.
Boy in sweaters.
But we are here today talking about Abigail, a brand new horror movie. So hopefully, if you guys have seen it, hang out with us, chill, listen to the podcast, watch the podcast. If you're watching us on Emiswa Productions YouTube channel, you can also watch this live on Facebook at the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. The links, if you want to go back and listen to any of the past episodes last week, we had a very fun conversation about Be My Cat, which is available on Tubi. Go back and watch or listen to that episode. All the links are on the Instagram page, Friday the 14th podcast, Emiswa Productions, Instagram, YouTube. Search it up. You can also listen to the podcast at just search the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. You can download it, listen to it, and go hear our thoughts about Be My Cat. It's a really fun episode. Give us some feedback. Today should be fun as well. But before we get into the thick of things, Franco, we start with you, man. How was the weekend? Do you have any recent watches, whether it be movies, wrestling, live events? What'd you get to do?
This weekend, trying to think what I did this weekend. I didn't see any movies besides the movie we're reviewing today, which I do recommend watching. What did I have Saturday? What that? Oh, I was in Odessa. OSW, Old School Wrestling. Their matches should be up on their YouTube channel hopefully soon. I'm already editing them, so hopefully soon. But I recommend them going and watching that. Matt Riddle was there. He tag teamed with Kurt Stallion. Take out an Overkill. That was a good match. RCW was live on Title Match on Sunday. Recommend watching that. What was the show called? Summer of Slams. The match I do recommend watching on that one was probably the main event, the Von Erichs versus Overkill. I watched a little bit of Raw. I can't fully remember. I know it was a good match between Braun Breaker and Ilha Dragunov. I think that's how you say his name.
Ilya,
yeah. That match was pretty good. It ended with the stoppage because Ilya got hit with a bad spear. But I really don't remember much of Raw after that. Oh, Liv Morgan. That's pretty cool. She cried. But yeah, I'll watch Raw NXT. Joe Henry. It's gonna be on NXT next week, which is pretty dope. But yeah, recommend watching any of those matches or any of those shows.
I had a fun, busy week, man. I checked out some fast watches. I finished my RoboCop little marathon of watching the remake. I thoroughly enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, that was okay. Spring Breakers, Judge Dredd, Pineapple Express. I've never seen this movie, but I got to put a little bit of light on it because it's like a horror sci-fi, but the butterfly effect, never ever seen it. First time watch. I was completely blown away by the butterfly effect.
The original, yeah. Like the original.
With Ashton?
Yep.
Ashton Kutcher.
I can't believe I went my entire life without seeing that. And like it came out when I was like just sneaking to movie theaters. But anyway, And then I checked out Abigail for today's episode. So yeah, Nick, what about you? Do you if I had to recommend anything, Find the Butterfly Effect, Pineapple Express, I think is on Netflix, and
Mm,
Abigail, I think, is coming to Peacock soon. So keep an eye out
nice.
for Abigail.
Peacock.
It's a
Nick, what about you?
Pineapple Express, man. Pineapple Express is on my wall right here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Um, so Butterfly Effect. I mean, does that make you curious and wanting to see the two sequels after that movie? Actually, I've
Well,
not even dived into those movies.
oof, I have the double pack, so the sequel comes with it, but I don't know about anything after that.
I think the third one's supposed to be technically a horror version. I don't know. Haven't seen it. But recent watches for me, it's a little wrestling, keeping up with Liv Morgan's. Yeah, um, went to go check out Twisters. Um,
Oh yeah, that's another one I
it's
checked out.
it's a fun movie. Um, on Tubi, I checked out this movie called Relation Trip. It's a little nice little indie horror. I mean, no, I say horror, indie romance. And of course the trip part is like if you're high or it's like being high but not being high. And a little bit of the SpongeBob movie on 4K.
Bring back some nostalgia.
Some nostalgia because I got that still book. It's nice. Other just random watches. I mean, got to. I have Disney Plus for the moment, so I've watched a couple of Disney Channel original movies.
Nice. What'd you think? What'd you think? Did you enjoy Twisters? Did you get to go see it like in any 4DX? The 4DX screenings here have been sold out like every single day.
So, unfortunately, the theater I usually go to, it got real packed. So I had to settle for a lesser theater. But it
Same.
was still so fun to watch.
Real fun watch, man. If you guys have anything that you want to recommend out there, send us in some mail, some Instagram messages. Hit us up on the social medias. We'll show it again. Uh, maybe some future episodes can come of your recommendations or anything that you want us to check out. That thing, recent recommendations can definitely spark a little fuse. Um, Other than that, let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. We're talking about Abigail. Currently on IMDb, it's at a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes is at an 82%. The Metascore is 62, and then the Letterboxd is at a 3.1. With a $28 million budget, it has grossed a little over $42 million at the box office. Um, it's only been out for like 90 days, really, with the April 19th, 2024 release date. After a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an insulated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. Starring Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Alicia Weir, William Catlett, Catherine Newton, Angus Cloud, Kevin Durand plays Peter, who we're going to call him throughout the episode Elon Musk because he
Hmm.
looks just like Elon Musk. And yeah,
Have either of y'all seen Euphoria?
yeah, I've seen the first half a season, the first season.
Hmm. Me and Tiff last year we got into it, and Fezco, the character Fezco, it was Angus Saint Cloud. He
Mhm.
passed away last year. It's actually next Wednesday will be a year of his passing. He was my favorite character in that show. So seeing him in this movie, like just pop out, I was like, "Yo!" Almost straight up. It was pretty cool.
Just in the fields.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, of course, spoiler alert, but we'll get into it.
uh, let's dig into it. Nick, I think you're the only one who saw this in the theater. I think out of all three of us. Um,
I was the only
so
one
we'll
to watch it out of the whole world. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll start with you first. What did you think after your first initial watch, and what was it like revisiting it for the podcast?
First time I went to go see it with my brother and a cool buddy of mine. I enjoyed the movie. First viewing. Uh, maybe it was a little biased because of I don't want to say Melissa Barrera, but Catherine Newton. I've grown to love her as an actress. Um, Also, I mean, I kind of I don't say a soft spot, but for like vampire films, so it's always fun to see a vampire film. What was Renfield came out before that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Hmm?
Did
With
you like
Nicolas
Renfield?
Cage, Nicholas Holt. Yeah, it's cool.
I I'll follow you, Nick, and say that I went in this with a complete blind view. Other than what you have mentioned about it, Zach also on the other podcast had said that it was really good. So, other than those two viewings or hear thoughts, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to look at anything else. But on the menu, you automatically hear the ballerina music that she's dancing to, and I'm like, I don't want to watch anything. I hurry up and click play, and man, I gotta say honestly, this is my surprise of the year. This is I'll just keep it short and sweet right that right now. So surprise of the year. What about you, Franco?
First time viewing, I didn't. All I heard about it was from what Nick told me, and Nick wanted me to go with him. When it came out, I didn't get the chance to. I couldn't remember what he told me it was about, so I like that I went in blindly without knowing what it was about. Besides, obviously from the cover, you can tell like ballerina esque, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
If you guys haven't had the chance to, again, go check it out. It's available to rent. Uh, Physical media, $20. I think it's coming out on Peacock real soon. So keep an eye out. Everything this point on is going to be full spoilers. We're 13 minutes into the episode. So pause it, go check it out, come back, or just listen to the conversation. Maybe it'll make you want to go check it out even more. Um, I also got to say, I'm like a huge fan of like Dracula, the old school 1930s Dracula. So if you have the Peacock, go check it out. I believe all those monster movies are on Peacock. Um, I have to say, well, let's get into it just because, yeah, it's the music. There's so many like little Easter eggs throwing back to the 30s Dracula. That's so cool. But meeting the cast, meeting the crew, the kidnap scene. What'd you guys think of the opening? At first, I kind of was like a little irritated that it took so long to kind of build into the house. It was like, a little 30-minute build, but I think it really pays off. What'd you guys think of the opening?
I enjoyed the opening. It kept my attention. Um, I'm wondering what was going to happen, what it was about.
Nick, what about you? Meeting the crew. Did you like the setup with the kidnapping?
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice startup. Um, Getting there.
The So you have Joey, Frank, Rickles, Sammy, Peter, and Dean. Those are the kidnappers, if you will, and they're all brought to the house by Lambert, who's also played by the late Giancarlo Esposito. Um, so Lambert is the one who like brings them to the house, tells them who to kidnap, and drops technically just drops them off at the house. And almost as they're in the house, to me at least, it started feeling like a clue slash like who done it kind of movie. Because even though they're there and they're in front of you, it's like you don't know who's who and who is really, it kind of feels like you're not watching what you're supposed to. I don't know. I like how the very beginning does not feel like a Dracula movie. It doesn't feel like a vampire movie, not a horror movie. It just feels like a whodunit almost. Um, so you almost get like two or three different movies in one. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, what do you guys think of the house and kind of like just them being surrounded? You, Franco, you talked about Angus Cloud in the movie. Um, Dean is kind of like just chilling, and he kind of thinks he knows what everybody's doing, but
Hmm.
really the one who nails it on the head is obviously Joey. You know, she looks at him, she's like, you're good, but you're not a professional.
Yeah, I liked his character in it. It kind of fit his character he played in Euphoria.
So he was still. I've like I said, I've only seen like that first three or four episodes of the first season.
Hmm.
His character in Euphoria is he's kind of like that's how he talks normally, right?
Hmm. Yeah, his character in Euphoria, he's like I guess a drug dealer, but like so he's like real laid back and chill and whatnot. And I haven't seen Euphoria since I think we were watching it last year whenever before he passed away. But yeah, I like this character, and that's what it just reminded me of in this movie. Which I mean, I feel like he probably will got typecast into that character, or
Oh
he was
yeah.
already getting typecast into that character. I feel like.
So he was probably your favorite character in this movie.
Um, Overall, yeah. After everything happens, I had another favorite character, but yeah.
Um, we can talk about kind of the first initial kill, I guess, is Angus Cloud. He's the one that's caught down in the basement, completely with his head severed, and it just falls back, which is physically it looks awesome. The special effects look amazing. Um, and when that happens, everybody thinks that it's the dad's like bodyguard, like it's almost like a hitman in there. And even then, when you're kind of watching it, if you didn't watch it, any of the trailers or any of the spoilers, you're kind of like, what the hell's going on? Is this is it like an inside job? Is how much money is that little girl actually worth? So I like that they're still kind of keeping things a little closed toed, if you will. Um, it doesn't really reveal that she is like a vampire until what, like I'm gonna say 45 minutes in.
Yeah, about like halfway through, and it reveals that she's the what is it, Valdez, the main vampire.
Yeah, so the whole time that they think Valdez is like a hitman for the dad, and she even starts playing games with Frank, Joey, and Rickles. Rickles is the next one who dies. What did you guys think of that death? Where his face,
Rickles.
a black dude, where half his face gets like eaten off.
It looked like it was like a gunshot.
Which his gun was missing. So that you guys think it was the gun? Because Joey did kind of hear like a big boom before. I always kind of thought it was like a just a rip. She like ripped his skin off. What do you guys think?
She probably did rip it off, but
Gunshot makes sense.
yeah, it wasn't revealed yet that she was the vampire, right?
Mm-mm. It
Yeah,
comes
so
up literally about 10 minutes after this.
yeah, so that's probably what they're trying to make it seem like it was a gunshot. But she probably actually really did just rip his face off.
Nick, theater experience. Did you go? Like, can you remember how the crowd was? Was it pretty? Was it pretty full? Was the crowd into it, or was it just kind of a weekday and it was just you?
Well, I mean, it was a weekday, so not really much traffic out there. Um, yeah. I'm trying to think what movie had a good crowd on a weekday. Maybe then it was like Thursday or Friday, which I think when I saw Abigail, it was like maybe a Tuesday, honestly.
It's just crazy how some of these movies are now like I said, this movie came out April 19th. May, June, July. We're already July 24th, literally 3 months later, and it's out physically to buy. It's just these movies are, to me, it sucks that they're coming out way too fast, but also I'm like, man, at least I can enjoy it at home.
Yeah, I know that they push these movies out real fast, but you can always expect a better premium version of it on 4K later. That's probably why I didn't wasn't such in a rush to pick up this movie on physical.
So after the second death, we get the fact that Rickles is dead. Um, they go up into the room and they, Elon Musk is like, "Hey, I'll rough her up. I'll get her to talk or something like that." And they go up there and man, Sammy's the first one that kind of gets it. Um, Abigail breaks her hands to get out of the cuffs, and then just full blown shows the teeth, the eyes change. What do you guys think of just the look of Abigail? I think it looks pretty cool. Some people were complaining online or in some of the reviews that they wanted her face to fully change. I think it was pretty cool. What do you guys think?
I liked it. I thought it was much different, especially the teeth.
Yeah, I think they didn't really need to go Bram Stoker Dracula, go
Mm-hmm.
full out creature mode, but yeah, I mean traditionally vampires just need sharp teeth. Works.
Sparkly skin.
Sparkly skin, yeah. Sparkly butt cheeks.
You knew it was coming. Um, do we have any cast members or characters that we just could not stand? Like, man, why are they in there? There's a death that probably doesn't need to even be taking place. Or do you guys feel like every character was kind of justice and each death or you were okay with each death?
You had to throw the character. Must be the second kill guy. He's probably the least one I
Rickles.
enjoyed out of the whole crew.
Yeah, I'll say him too, but like even then,
It was a pretty good kill.
yeah, I didn't. It's not like I hated him. I didn't
Yeah, it's not
didn't
really
like him.
hating, but just
Yeah, he was just there to be there, and I understand his what he was there for.
I do think that this movie, and I'll talk about it when we do star ratings, but if there's one negative to me to this movie, is that I don't think it needed to be.
An hour 49.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I was press play and everything, I hit the remote on accident. I saw an hour 49. I was like, oh, hour 49. That's almost 2 hours of my day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the thing that helped me out was I was doing clothes, folding clothes, doing laundry with it. So I was like pausing to go walk, go set another load in, came back. So I was like refreshing and all that. So I didn't fully sit the hour 49. It made it longer though, but I still had some time.
And even then, like probably the scene that I would make shorter if I could is, after the second death, you get the reveal. Abigail dancing to the old school Dracula theme with the headless body. Amazing, by the way. I think we can all probably sit here and say that's probably our favorite scene. Um, Trapping Abigail was cool. I liked how they attacked her. I didn't like how Elon Musk was able to get on top of her and kind of just overpower her. I didn't like that scene. What do you guys think? It was before the shot, so I'm still like, man, she's a vampire and she's been a vampire for centuries. She should be able to push Elon Musk off of her, but he was still able to Hulk her down.
Yeah, I like see your point. I didn't think too much into it just because that dude was like jacked.
Yeah,
So
he's Jack. He's fully muscled, man.
he was built like a Tesla.
he looked like Elon Musk.
That's
Elon
what it
Musk.
was. Just muscular up. Maybe she was just letting him.
Yeah, maybe she wants to get caught because
Well,
she was able to escape from that cage either way, regardless.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe it was all just part of her plan because she was able to just walk out.
Mhm. And she likes toying with her food, is what she kept saying. So
I like the fact that when Sammy went to go look for like garlic, she comes back with a bag of onions, and I kept thinking of like Emerald Live. I don't know if you guys remember that cooking show back in the day, where he's like, "We're gonna spice it up and put a lot of garlic on it." It's like I'm a big fan of Emerald, so if you guys could, if you're listening or watching, go back and check out Emerald Live when he just throws some garlic on it. That's always fun. But anyway, that's what I thought of whenever they were just like, look for some garlic. She comes back with a bunch of onions. I'm like, could you imagine Hell's Kitchen if she came back with onions? Like, um, so Sammy, who is the one that comes back with onions, she actually gets bit, and for just a little bit, we get like that music scene where they're both kind of dancing in separate rooms, right? What'd you guys think of that for a little bit? I thought it was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it. Any of the dancing scenes I really liked, just because it, something different from regular vampire movies.
Yeah, I like the power they can just control someone, and how she tricks Elon Musk.
So before Sammy's death and turn, she falls in the pool of bodies. And I gotta say, the first time I watched it, I didn't notice it because it was just kind of a quick in and out scene. But the second time, it was so detailed, looking at every single body, and I was just like, man, that's pretty cool right there. It's gross, but you can tell each individual looked like they had a lot of practical effects on 'em. I thought it was pretty cool. It could have been all CGI, but I was like, man, nah, that's not CGI.
They're stepping up their game. That
It reminded me of the Wyatt Six debut. They saw the bodies laying around.
Bodies, bodies, bodies.
Oh shit!
Um, so you have Sammy's death or Sammy's turn, and then how did she end up dying? Do we remember did she get stabbed in the heart and she imploded? Right,
That was the mirror
the
with the
mirror.
sun reflection.
There you go. If I had to pick somebody that I didn't like character wise, I would probably say Elon Musk, Peter. I know he was like the brute force, and he was the one that kind of made a small difference, but I've never liked that actor in general. I just feel like he's kind of been just.
What
Maybe
else has he come
biased.
out in?
He was
Looks
in.
very familiar. Besides looking like Elon Musk, but
He was in X-Men Origins.
huh?
He played Little John in Robin Hood. He's in the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Other than that, he's just kind of been in some side
Just
movies.
minor roles.
Yeah. I Am Number 4. Yeah.
You should do what is it? I'm over here thinking of the book term, not the. God damn it. What's the hell's it? It's the term for like playing people in movies, not autobiography, but going blank on the
Biopic.
term. Huh? Biopic.
Biopic.
I just do the Elon Musk movie, and there you go.
Hey, for real.
I was looking at the. Is it Sam? That's like
Sam?
look into what she was into.
All her
Oh.
filmography.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
her
actor.
filmography. I was like, she looks so familiar. I was like, was she on Disney or something? I was like, oh,
Paranormal 74.
yeah. I went through all of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's where she's from.
Yeah. Lisa Frankenstein.
That's another
So
movie
Lisa-
that I'm. Yeah, Lisa Frankenstein. I'm a little lost on her actually. I think the first movie I kind of seen her in was the Ant-Man movies.
Oh.
But yeah. What do we think of
Freaky?
the actual
Oh.
Freaky? Oh, yeah, she was in Freaky too. Speaking of
Should be a Scream Queen.
Catherine Newton and Scream Queens, let's talk
Who's
about
that?
Who's hot? I think it was a good segue there. Good job, Nick.
Thank you.
This is probably Melissa Barrera's best looking role. Someone with her.
Yeah,
Man,
Catherine Newton did play a pretty hot vampire.
Was it the blood or the teeth?
All the above.
I think it might be unanimous. Are we all gonna go Melissa Barrera? She's won this category in every movie she's done so far this year that we've talked about. Scream.
Did she? What was Scream? I mean, I
What-
chose
What was that?
Samara Weaving
Rosemary's Baby ripoff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the,
didn't
bed
choose
rest?
her in Scream
because she
either.
was like the only one that.
I chose the one that died in the fall for Scream.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is completely off topic, but I read supposedly like a small rumor about how Scream 7 was supposed to go, and I wanted to bring it up to you guys. Did you see it too?
I read it the day after the podcast.
Yeah, where like Jenna Ortega was supposed to probably die, and we were supposed to get introduced to the mother.
Oh, I didn't read that. I read that. I guess I read how it's gonna be with Neve Campbell. They're gonna none of these characters like matter at this point. That they're gonna go into the Sydney, back to where Sydney left off, pretty much. And I haven't mentioned any of these characters. I was like, that's shitty.
Retcon.
Like, yeah, I was like, unless they bring back Dewey, I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah, but no, what I had read was what would have happened if they would have stayed. But
That would have sucked.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's get back to Abigail.
That's been who's hot.
Oh yeah, who's hot?
What? What?
You know what? Screw it. I'll say Melissa Barrera as well.
I think the whole time leading up to this, I was like, just for Miss Barrera, but I don't know. I'll say Catherine Newton.
Okay.
Screw it. Yeah, let's go there. That's been who's hot.
What'd you guys think of like the ending where you get Lambert coming down and you see that he's like the vampire, and then you get the whole spiel about what really goes on. You know, he lures the father's enemies or people that have kind of done him wrong into that house, and Abigail gets to play her games. It's not an overlooked story. I think it's a very cool, unique way of introducing this character and this story into the movie. And it starts making sense after he finally puts everything together. Did you guys kind of see it coming, or were you like, whoa, didn't see that coming?
He's giving bad guy vibes.
I'm the villain of the story.
Gustav Fringe. Nah. I wish I had a better payoff, though, because the following scene, he tries to convince what's the other guy's face? What was his name? Frank. Tries to convince him to join the dark side, and he turns him, and then he just gets betrayed.
Yeah, I think
Goes out.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. Because it had such a build, and then it does kind of fall just a little flat. Because you're like, man, Frank just got turned, and he's already like destroying names and kicking ass. And
It's like, wow, why is he that powerful?
Yeah.
Should at least like build up his
Whatever
you feed or just blood.
he started like I guess flying or jumping or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? This guy just turned like 5 minutes ago.
I feel incredible.
Yeah, and even Abigail says it later on. She's like, one of the cool things about being a vampire is or one of the things that sucks is it takes you centuries to learn all the cool stuff. And I'm like, not this guy. He learned it in like 3 minutes in the
You got the
movie.
cheat codes.
Yeah, must have been in the Gallic.
Got
It must have been Elon Musk.
it. Must power.
So it kind of has two endings too. Like, also, what I kind of didn't like, or I thought was kind of a little cheesy, was Joey sneaks around to the corner of the house, makes a phone call to her little boy Caleb. It's like in the middle of this vampire battling, she's able to like turn the corner and just make a little collect call, and she thinks she's talking to him, but it's, oh, hey, you thought you were me, and she leaves a little sad voicemail and stuff, and I'm like, man, but it was still fun, I guess. It kind of felt like that was the ending.
Just thought she was gonna die.
Yeah. And then they kill Frank. What do you guys think of the way they kill Frank? I thought it was pretty cool.
The
Stake through the
one.
heart and just a bag of blood.
It's just so hysterical. The explosions.
This movie made me want to eat a steak.
Is that what you got from this film? Or was it from
Made,
looking at Melissa Barrera?
made me want to go to Longhorn Steakhouse and just
Oh. Mhm.
yeah. But let's talk about like some of the physical and like practical effects right quick, because man, movies nowadays could have clearly used CGI. They could have used a lot of other stuff, but this movie used a lot of fake blood and a lot of makeup to just make things look really cool. Did you guys have any issues with like the gore or anything like that? I thought it was pretty phenomenal.
Looked good to me.
Yeah, it wasn't over the top at all. But I mean, it was fun. Fun little gushers.
Mm. Did this movie remind anybody of a different movie?
Kind of reminded me of Blade a little bit.
Blade? That's a good comparison.
Comedic tone.
I wasn't thinking of Blade, but that's a pretty good answer.
It's
Enjoying
reminded me of
Blade.
Blade just because like all the blood.
Yeah.
I don't know which Blade it was that had a lot of blood, but it was one of them.
I kind of got some Underworld vibes with this movie. I think just because of maybe Dan Stevens and Frank and the way the dad was at the very end. But it felt like just some of those mythology type vampires who were just like, he was dressed to the nines. He was real fancy looking, but at the end of the day, he's like a living, breathing vampire. So I don't know. And then with Frank's death, you think it's over, and then it's not over. Here comes the dad, and we have that ending. Kind of feel for Abigail for a little bit, right? With the whole scene where she pushes out her pinky because of what Joey says to her at the beginning of the movie about she pinky promises nothing will happen to her. And it's like, man, you like who do I cheer for in this movie? It's like, who are you guys cheering for?
I guess St. Cloud, but then he died. Man. I cried.
It's like, so the movie was over for you for like the first 45 minutes.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
I thought it was a cool death scene, but fuck, dude.
Like, you want to cheer for Abigail, but then you're like, man, is she gonna eat Joey? You want to cheer for Joey, but does the little girl have to die? I don't know. I was kind of torn in between.
I was cheering for Sam at one point, then she died as well. So
We're cheering for Leo Musk, just for the record, right? Yeah. Oh man, that scene where he's getting stabbed by his crucifix. His cross.
Oh. I don't know what was more like creepy looking, the sound of it, the stabbing, or just the look of the blood going all over his face.
Um, and so like Joey got bit, right, and then what was like what's even the rules? I mean, technically she should have been like a vampire, and then it's like you don't have to worry about that since Frank
Well,
died, whatever.
yeah, the biter died, so now that he's dead, you're fine. I didn't understand the rules either, but when I rewatched them, like,
So what,
really,
going by that logic, I mean, wouldn't Frank had gone normal or something? Because I mean, he technically killed
Lambert.
what was this Lambert.
I feel like since she hadn't turned yet, that's the reason. Had she turned, maybe she would have stayed as a vampire.
Takes longer. It's like I don't know.
It's like he had him drink his blood and shit, like right away.
That's probably part.
Yeah,
You're
it's
spared. Nah,
it's all in the blood.
she didn't sip.
So the ending, the dad, Matthew Good plays father. That's what he's kind of known off in the movie. Um,
I kind of just wanted them to like give her money. I was like, you already went through all this trouble. Here's $1 million or the 7 million you wanted. But like, she walked away with like fucking nothing and a whole bunch of bloody clothes.
she got a sucker.
What the? It was like that in SpongeBob. You're my millionth cut, or was it my millionth customer? Oh, what do I get? Nothing. Now get the fuck out. They didn't get nothing. Or Willy Wonka. No.
I do kind of like how the movie just ends, and it doesn't give you the idea of a sequel. I don't know if you guys maybe, felt something different, but I applaud the movie on just giving you a straightforward ending and not just automatically assuming there has to be a sequel. Not unless you guys thought, oh, it left it open for a nice sequel.
It felt like they didn't know how to fucking end the movie, and they had 3 endings. It's like you
Is
said,
this
she was calling her kid at the end. That felt like the ending, and then I felt like the ending after Abigail saved her, and then it was a full ending when she got in the car.
I thought it was Blumhouse, and I was like, oh, yep, that makes sense, but it's not Blumhouse.
It's A24. What the hell do I?
You watch your mouth. No.
Oh shit! Nah. That's not Neon, right? Neon's been kicking ass.
Yeah, it's not Neon. It's just Universal, a Universal
Universal.
horror movie. You know, I guess it's their spin on another monster movie. Which is this the first one we've gotten since The Invisible Man in 2020? Technically, so.
Universal.
But I like how they did put their own spin on it. I agree with Franco. That was probably the most annoying part for me is they didn't really know how to end it. You had 3 different endings. But if I did finally applaud the ending, I'm like, man, at least you guys didn't force there's going to be a sequel coming soon down our throats. It kind of was just a happy ending. Abigail, still alive. And then Melissa Barrera is going and going to try to get her son back. And she gets a sucker to suck on the way home. So we all win.
Yes. We all win.
So would you guys still kind of agree, like, underrated movie so far of the year, or now after watching it a few times, Franco, this your first time, are you kind of like,
It's a solid movie.
I think it is too.
I mean, I wouldn't really say underrated. I mean, they get some praise from people.
What was the box office numbers? Did it do well?
Not really. It made its money back. It made $42 million back with a budget of $28 million. So it made its money back, which is good, and then some. But it wasn't in theaters for very long, maybe 60 days. But I think this came out in April, and then as soon as May hit, you got your summer movies started coming out. So
Mhm.
technically, it only had like a main run for like probably a month. So
I don't know. I thought it was a solid movie. I don't know about underrated though.
yeah, I'd agree. It's solid, but as far as underrated to me, I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. So that's kind of what I feel is like underrated. I thought it'd be good, but I ended up putting it like it's in my top 5 of best of the year so far. So
I can't even tell you
uh,
what movies came out this year to even put a list for me.
man, we're already in August. That's what's crazy about it. August is literally next week. That's so crazy. 8 months in. Um, Favorite scene? Nick, we'll start with you.
Oh shit. mm, Visually, I do like this scene where she's dancing with the headless body.
Mm,
Visually, that's cool.
best scene.
Um, or just even like how comically it was when she just busted the door uh, right through.
Like I said, I think we'd all agree the headless scene where she's dancing was pretty phenomenal. The scene where she first turns and you see her mouth and she breaks out of the chains was pretty cool. Um, and you know what? I enjoyed the first 2 deaths. Dean's headless basement scene, and then um, Rickles' half-eaten side of his face being off was pretty cool. So, and then of course the bloodbath at the end. So, Franco, what about you?
You just named all the scenes, man.
Yeah,
So just kept going.
the
Need
movie.
more.
The,
The movie is my
the
favorite scene.
headless scene is iconic, yeah. But we'll go with Dean's leading up to Dean's death, where he scares Sam joking around, and then he goes and has to go and die. And then she thinks that he's still alive, and then his head falls down. That scene, I liked it.
I mean, I also like the um Captain Newton's whole trance scene
Oh yeah,
when she's returned.
Also like the opening scene and the middle scene and then the ending. The end credits is also my favorite scene. So yeah, just
The part,
the
how I know I already kind of breathed over it. But you think it was a little cheesy how they throw in the. It's implied that the dad's obviously Dracula. Think that part was a little cheesy. It's like, oh, I went by many names, so we get it, boy.
yeah,
You have to throw it in like,
yeah. I also like the post-credit scene with Nicolas Cage too. That was a good
oh shit,
tie-in.
yeah, when he came out, Nicholas Holt as Renfield.
I think it was a little cheesy though. Like I go by many names. Yeah,
I go with many names.
I want to suck your blood.
You want to suck on what?
Thank you.
See,
Ratings star Machete ratings 1 out of 5. 1 being an absolute piece of dog shit.
hmm,
5 being, you know,
the holy wangasm. I
the
don't know.
holy
The
the
get.
holy the holy spirit of Dracula, I guess. Um, who wants to go first?
I give it a 3.5.
3.5.
Three
Oh,
loaded machetes.
He loaded it.
Three loaded.
3 loaded.
Loaded.
Ooh.
I think
That
I'll
was
do a. Oh, go ahead.
oh shit.
Go
You're
ahead,
about to go below, right?
Saint Nichols.
So that was really a good watch. Definitely probably rewatch it again sometime if I'm doing a vampire binge. So I would say 4.
I will match your 4, and I'll give it a solid 4 as well. That was pretty cool.
Let's give it
Pretty,
negative.
no, no negatives for me. I thought it was pretty solid. Um, I'm not gonna trash it. I think it's really good. Uh, it's got good rewatchability. I'll say I watched it twice in 2 weeks, and I didn't feel like twiddling my thumbs or anything like that. So
Mm.
it's a good watch, and you experience more things as you watch it too, which is a good thing. So
And it makes you hungry for steaks.
What's
like,
something that you didn't catch the first time, but you caught the second time? Since you mentioned that one.
if I had to mention it, uh, probably that. I didn't mention the first time, or what I didn't. Uh, man. I'd probably go with Sammy's body scene. I didn't really notice the detail of the body pool that she was in,
Mhm.
or really some of the really deep nasty stuff that she got into before she turned. But it felt like she was probably going to be like a survivor. So like the second time around, I noticed how detailed the pool of bodies was, and that it kind of like led you off to like, oh yeah, she's a goner once she's been in those bodies. So, and the payoff, there's no really no payoff, but like the Lambert's revealing of the story to me is a lot better the second time around than you kind of just getting splurged with the first time. It really makes you feel like it's a Dracula mafia, like gangster shit going on.
Mm.
Yeah,
Gangsta.
Gangster
gangster.
shit.
So next week it's Franco's pick. What are we talking
Oh,
about next week?
the fuck is this?
Braid, the Braid.
Who the fuck picked this movie?
I don't know,
Doesn't look like a slasher.
but it is available on the Peacock.
On the cock.
Yeah,
No
Mhm.
slasher, no Melissa Barrera.
No, we
no,
already messed up.
it's like a whole new you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are we doing this season?
So we're all over, and we're not stopping at 10. We're continuing. So
We ain't stopping.
Hey,
You better
how's
throw in a movie like Be My Cat.
oh my god.
Honestly, rewatching it again, I think I've grown slowly more.
You rewatched it?
That's crazy.
Not too crazy.
I mean, you were sick this week, so I don't blame you, honestly.
You definitely had a lot of
Actually,
time.
it carried me watching it because it's like it got me thinking like I became the actor. I am not the actor in this movie.
You heard it here first. Be My Cat cures COVID. Crazy.
Become my
Yes,
Borat.
he's he did it for Anne Hathaway.
So
Anne
next
Hathaway.
week so next week we're talking Braid. It's available on Freevee, Peacock, Pluto, and it's only an hour and 22 minutes with credits. So without credits, it's like an hour and 16 minutes. So I gotta applaud Franco for wanting to get in and get out. Like, boy, he is like, you know what? We're 15 minutes away from just reviewing a 45-minute episode of American Horror Story.
You know what? Let's change it to Thanksgiving so we get in and out in hour 5.
Skelly. We're gonna save that for the November time.
Well, unfortunately for you, the last episode is in October, so no, I'm just messing with you.
I know you want some short duration movies. If we can do that,
Some
I'll
claymation.
give you some quickies.
Whoa, what? We'll do some The Nightmare Before Christmas. Braid. Uh any excitement thoughts about Braid before we head into next week?
I'm excited.
First
I'm
time watch for
excited.
everybody.
I'm
Some
excited to find out
predictions
what's
for Who's
about.
Hot. Who's Hot? The girl on the cover. Is that the spoiler?
That
The
is a
braid.
spoiler.
I hope it's about braid.
I think it's about braided hair.
The killer braids.
Killer
Yeah.
braids.
She kills him. It's like Bianca Belair.
It's about the AEW version. Instead of Braid Wyatt, it's Braid Hyatt.
Braid White.
So, yeah. Any final thoughts about Abigail before we stuff her in the coffin? In
That
the
was a good
past
movie.
episode,
Go watch it. It's worth a watch. It's worth at least 2 watches, maybe 3.
two watches, maybe a few clacks.
I've only seen it once though, but
But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of fun episodes coming up too. We've all been spitballing some movies, so I'm
Spitting.
excited. Spitting.
Oh no.
I kind of wish we did this movie next week though, because like I said, Angus and Cloud next Wednesday is his anniversary of his death, so it would be pretty
dang.
cool how we switched it. I didn't find out till about until like 3 hours ago, so it would have been too late.
Well, we can always share this again next week and see if it'll catch some hashtags. Hashtag RIP to the man. Other than that, guys, man, try not to end up such a downer, man. No.
We got some shows this weekend, Juan.
This guy just hopped to it.
Shows.
I got the Corpus Christi Comic Con this Friday, Saturday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'll be there Friday, Saturday.
Nice. How are you going into that? What are you gonna? You guys setting up a table, or are you guys just doing some interviews?
We got press passes, so
Oh, wow.
I don't know what the fuck a press pass is, but recording some content, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. Record some content means you get to go into some probably rooms and do some interviews, or you'll probably get to go in and ask questions. Like if you get to ask some panel some questions. You got your questions ready?
Fuck no. The only
We
panel
had-
I was really interested in was the Lita and Mick Foley were gonna be there, but their panel was on fucking Sunday. I was like, fuck, am I gonna be there?
Man, when we had press passes for Dead Center Film Festival a few years ago, and that's kind of how it was. We got to just go in, see the films, and ask questions. So
Nice.
get your little handy dandy notebook ready. You can always ask. Oh, see, I was gonna say you can ask Lita, what's the difference between Edge and Matt, or is there a difference? You know,
One's in AEW, the other one's in TNA.
did you prefer the rated R superstar or V1?
One should be retired, the other one should not be injured.
They both should be retired.
Edge has a few years left in him.
Do you know any of the other panels that are available Friday or Saturday?
I didn't memorize it, but like I know some guests are like Nick, you know more than me, I guess. So like I don't know the names of these people. The girl that played Rosita in The Walking Dead is gonna be there. Susie Crabgrass
also plays Selena in the series Netflix.
Oh yeah, nice. Are you going?
She's also married to David Boyd from the Singer of New Politics.
Nick's going, right? You're taking that guy.
He's going Saturday. The press passes are for me and Tiff though, but he'll be there Saturday for to get autographs.
That's what I'm talking about.
On his own accord.
Oh, Honda Accord.
Honda Accord. Also Saturday I got Texas Wrestling Cartel in Corpus Christi, which if you live here, you can go check out that show Saturday 7 p.m. at Mesquite Street Southside. And then Sunday, me and Nick will be in Austin, Texas for Baracho Pros The Fallout, I believe is what it's called. We'll see the fallout of what happened last month or 2 months ago, I think.
Baracha. I love their beans.
They don't sell beans, but yeah.
Other the shows their names. Their names,
Nick, what about you? Other than the panel Saturday, what do you got going on? Anything else fun? You gonna go to the shows on Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need a doctor's note, man. Let me know. I'll get you out of work.
He missed last Saturday and Sunday.
Man. Should be a kind of a slow week for me. I'm just messing with you. Deadpool Wolverine this weekend. The theater we're going to, IMAX, complete sellout, 675 people in the theater, elbow to elbow. It's gonna feel like it's gonna feel good like back in the day, movie theaters being sold out. So that's what we're gonna be talking about next Tuesday, July 30th. Deadpool Wolverine. Should be a
Ooh.
fun conversation.
I'm gonna have to join you.
Yeah. Come
We'll
sit
see.
on the lap.
I'll sit on something.
Yeah.
So what else?
Other
Does that Josh Hartnett movie come out at the same time though?
oh, it does.
God damn it.
Trap. Yeah. You know what though? It's a horror movie. It's M. Night Shyamalan, so I think it should do good, but it's still not going to get what it wants next to Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm gonna give it a little once.
Are you watching Deadpool, Nick, this weekend?
Sure.
Are you gonna watch Deadpool this weekend?
I mean, I want to see either of those movies, but I don't really know what the hell within that little tight schedule.
Go on Thursday. You got to work Thursday. Go see both of them back to back.
Hey,
Oh, and
any cute girl glasses out there wanting to go take me out on a date? Yeah.
Hit him up.
Yeah.
There's how you get hold. There's how you get hold of him. Nick the Dick. No, I'm just messing
Straight
with
up.
you. Yeah, hit him up. Take him out. You guys can win the sweepstakes of a lifetime.
Sweepstakes.
Take Nick out to go see Deadpool.
And Trap.
I don't know about Trap. I wouldn't want to take no girl to go see
No,
Trap.
you won't be wearing my Josh Hartnett wig.
Yeah. Hey, where are you going to take me to go see this weekend? It's a trap.
The Trap.
So, yeah. Other than that, guys, I think that's about it for this episode. Next week, Braid. Go check it out. It's available on Peacock. And you can watch and listen to another brand new episode of Friday the 14th podcast next Wednesday. Hook 'em.
Stay ultra.
Peace, love, tacos.